Academy of Creative Arts started with a small quest. My husband and I always wanted to expose our kids to different forms of creative and performing arts. So it all started with me teaching art to just few kids, 5-6 kids, and we rented our small studio in Burlington. It was a 800 square feet studio, and then eventually we bought a building for Academy, and it's a 18,000 square feet building with multiple dance floors, classrooms, and now we have 30 different programs under one roof.
The list of programs keeps growing. When it started with Java teaching art, then we wanted our daughter to learn Kathak, so we had Kathak dance. Then somebody who was teaching Bollywood approached us and said, hey, I used to teach in New York, and I had my studio. I would love to teach Bollywood. So then we had Bollywood dance.
Welcome to India and England News. Our guests today are Hetal and Java Joshi, husband and wife team. They are also co-founders of Academy of Creative Arts in Burlington. On November 15th, they will receive, on behalf of the Academy of Creative Arts, Art and Culture Award. Hetal, welcome to our studio.
Thank you so
Java,
much.
welcome.
Thank you, Pinerji.
And congratulations on the getting this award. And we are looking forward to honoring you there on November 15th.
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
It's an honor.
Excellent. And what an amazing job your Academy has done, offering so many classes, different type of classes, and also it has become a good venue for hosting events as well. So let's start with any one of you can start. Is how many classes do you teach and what type languages and some sort of an overview?
We now have almost more than 30 different programs, including dance classes, music classes, art. We have yoga, public speaking. We have Indian forms of dances, music, instruments. We have Western classical, ballet, jazz, step, all different kinds of programs now, I think. So.
Correct, yeah. Just to name a few, everything we wanted our kids to learn kind of did happen at the Academy and more. Because then not just our kids, but all other kids and parents are like, oh, why don't you have this program? So from classical dance forms, we have Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Odissi, Hindustani vocal, Carnatic vocal. Java teaches art herself. She's been teaching.
She's also an artist herself.
She's an artist herself, and she teaches art. And then now we have.
So the Art and Culture Award is very appropriate for the Academy of Creative Arts. Yes, sure.
Yes. Yeah. So, and now I think we have not just Indian arts. We have lead dancer from Boston Ballet. He comes and teaches ballet. And then he and his wife are child prodigies from China. So they have Chinese dance forms. So we didn't realize that it's the art and culture. It's not just the South Asian art and culture or Indian art and culture. Now I think Ukrainian dance schools have come and are teaching, Russian dance forms and things like that. So it has grown beyond what we comprehended or even imagined. So, during COVID, we realized that the classes revenue cannot sustain the infrastructure that we've created. We have 18,000 square feet, and the costs and maintenance and overheads are high. So what we did was we knocked out the walls. We created lower level access and created an event space, which now has become a hub for the community for various kinds of events, be it concerts, be it baituks, book launch events. People are also doing the private events like birthday parties or anniversary parties and 40ths and 50ths. So we didn't realize how this is going to evolve, but it has become state-of-the-art performance center. We've invested significantly in the sound. We have 20,000 watt sound system and professionally designed acoustics and sound. We have a 20 feet by 10 feet LED wall so that TED Talks can be done and things like that. So it's amazing how that has evolved. And all the rental revenue basically supports the school. So we don't have to raise money. We don't have to increase the fees. Kind of helps us keep the fees low so that parents can afford to send their kids to different classes.
After creating the performance center, our friends and parents, they started asking us and they started telling us that you are doing a lot for the kids, do something for us as well, for adults. So that's when we started another entity. It's called Click Social Club, just to give platform to adults as well. So,
correct. Yeah, it's a social engagement platform. A lot of people like to sing, so there's karaoke evenings and poetry nights and stand-up comedy and things like that. So we want to promote local talent. We want to provide a stage and platform that we have. And everybody's like, well, now we have the space, we have the stage and platform. Why not utilize for adults and giving them a platform?
Yeah, and under that banner, we started bringing artists from India as well.
Yes.
So, performers, artists.
It's been a wonderful ride.
So now let's go to the beginning of the Academy of Creative Arts. How did the idea come and what happened?
So it actually idea never came suddenly.
So whose idea it was? Your idea? It was his idea.
So that's what
I think it evolved.
Is it in dispute or what?
No. It all evolved over a period of time. So it actually started with let me tell you the story when. So I took a break after I was working for an advertising agency, and after having kids, I took a break. And since I was home, he was into consulting. He traveled a lot, so we decided just to take care of the kids. I took a break, and he told me, since you are home, why don't you restart painting? Since I have done PhD in drawing and paintings, and I was like, okay, let me restart, and I started.
How anybody can do PhD in drawing and painting? I cannot, but you are the first person I'm meeting somebody.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her PhD is in the correlation of theatre and painting. Because her parents used to do theatre. They've done theatre.
I grew up in a theatre family. So my both parents, my dad Satish Mehta and mom Jyotsna Mehta, they both were into theatre. They did theatre for about 50 years. My dad was a very well-known theatre writer, director. He wrote many books. My mom was a national award-winning actress. So they both wanted me to pursue some kind of performing arts. They never realized that I can that art is my calling. So they exposed me to different forms of dances, vocal, instruments. And then
they were into performing art. So they thought our daughter's going to get into performing art.
So now let's come back to the Academy of Creative Arts.
We were, when I took a break and then I restarted painting, I started exhibiting my work. And one of the shows, actually, I remember some of my friends came and they told me, why don't you start teaching art since you have PhD in drawing and painting? So I was like, I can start, and my kids are little, they can also join. And that's how I started with few kids, just 5-6 kids at home on my dining table. My kids were also there with them. And then those friends actually shared my information with their friends, and they joined. And I think in couple of months.
It was Java Joshi Creative Arts.
It was actually Java Joshi.
And what about the year? So that we know the time.
This was 2012?
12-13.
12-13.
So 2012-13 is when Java started teaching art to a few kids. And then in a couple of years, just on our dining table, it just kept growing. Yeah. And then we were like,
in a couple of months, I think I had 30-40 enrollments in my class. And that's when we decided.
So what happened is she was teaching art, and then I was traveling Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends I'd have to take my daughter to a Kathak dance class, and because we wanted her to learn Kathak. So it was a 30-minute class, and I was driving 45 minutes, so I'd be 20 minutes late to a 30-minute class. And then out of laziness, I was like, this is not working because I'm exhausted, and then I'm traveling as a dad. So we asked the Kathak teachers again, hey, Java has some of her art students. They might be interested in learning dance. And we had moved from home to a small little studio in Burlington.
I remember that. I think it was a rented place somewhere, right?
Yes, it was a rented place.
It's actually the same.
800 square feet small studio.
Right,
just for my classes and my artwork.
So we looked up on, we just needed a small studio. We looked up and we found, 800 square feet space, which was not too far. It was Samir by Samir Desai. So we went and met him, and we're like, this is what we want to do. She wants to create art and teach. So, sure. So coincidentally, Thai Boston's office started in the same place.
Right, in the same building. Yeah, exactly.
So we convinced the Kathak instructor, and that's how kind of the seed of Academy of Creative Arts was planted.
And how long you were there at the Samir Desai's?
I think we were there for about 6 months until we outgrew. So I mean, we had the space for longer because we had another business, and I was like, we'll do something more. So we kept the space for longer, but in about 6 months or so, we went from that 800 square feet to about 3,000 square feet space.
And then you buy your own building.
Yes. And then a year and a half later, we bought our own building.
Okay.
Because our vision, the way it kind of evolved was, we wanted our kids to get exposure to many forms of art. And at a young age, I think that's the thing you can do as parents, is expose them to as many things as possible and see what they gravitate towards.
And how was the building what shape the building was when you bought it?
This building was a gym, actually. We bought it in 2016. It was, it's a 18,000 square feet building. It was a gym / sports club, I think.
And the first room was a full-size boxing ring. Yeah. The entire top floor where we have art and dance studios used to be a cardio area. The entire place, another studio was a CrossFit gym. So it was thousands of pounds of gym equipment when we bought. And people were like, how is this going to transform? And, we remember Gretchen is like, this is going to take years. In about 5 months, she came and she's like, oh, you've transformed this space from a gym into a school.
All the dance floors were ready with mirrors and all the classrooms were ready.
So, now, Hetal, I can understand Java's connection with art and dance and culture. What is your connection?
It's fun. It's funny you ask that because, my connection to art is the connection that got us connected. Not married.
Yes.
Okay.
So, my connection to art, my dad was in advertising growing up, and I used to be a very, very shy kid. So he introduced me to theater, children's theater, just so that I find myself, I kind of gain confidence and things like that. So from childhood, I was involved in theater as well. So we both grew up in a completely different part of the world or part of India, but we both had kind of, theater injected in us growing up. So even in school, I was a shy kid. So, and outside of school, I started doing theater. So my transformation, I would not talk to people until 10th grade. I was a shy, if not ask any of my teachers, I think this kid was in the class, but we never heard a word from him. And now people like, you can't shut up. So, so I actually have a diploma in performing arts. I have a diploma.
So how did you make the connection? How did you meet then?
So we...
ours is an arranged marriage. We didn't meet. We were the last ones to meet.
Our parents met first in India. So we met through proper like GujaratiMatrimony.com. So,
So now, those of us, I have known you guys for some time, again, through the Creative Academy. I've done so many articles and interviews and things like that. I always assumed that it was a love marriage or something, that the chemistry between two of you is absolutely incredible.
So, no, and it's not just you. Many people, even in India, our families and friends, they're like, oh, you're telling us that it's an arranged marriage. Because we both grew up in India. We both came here to study. So we both had that similar upbringing. But, she was done. She didn't want to talk to any of the guys or anything like that. And it's an awkward process. But we are glad we found each other. I was probably the last guy she was like, this is the last guy I'm going to talk to. We didn't, I didn't feel comfortable. We talked and we ended up talking. And I think theater was the connection which got us talking. And then, the same thing as, same awkwardness, like, what do we talk about? And I guess I didn't ask her all the standard questions, and she didn't ask me all the standard questions.
So what is the secret of that chemistry today you guys have?
I think we were blessed. We were fortunate. I would say matrimony sites are not so bad. You can find a good life partner.
They still hope for some people.
You can find a good life partner as well as a best friend.
That's excellent.
Yeah, I think this. I would agree. I think it's one of those things. Once we found a connection, it didn't feel like we are getting married. You kind of found a friend who had similar interests, similar values that we were brought up with, and I think we just kind of. We never thought of it as, we're getting married. I think it was, we were both looking for companionship. And then I think we were lucky enough to just find good friends. And that's how we've led our life so far as well, is that half the times, she knows what I'm thinking. So sometimes I turn around and she's like, oh, this? I'm like, how did you know?
So when you guys connected for the first time, which year was that roughly?
99. No, 2000.
2000.
No, hold on, sorry.
2002, actually.
We got married.
Okay, go ahead.
2002.
So how long it took to get married and move together?
We met, 2 times?
Few months, we met. No, few times, We met. So he came to meet me in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta. I was working with his family, with parents, and my mom with me. She was with me that time. So, and then I came to Boston. He was here always in Boston area. I came to Boston to meet him, and then we talked over the phone a couple of times. And
I think physically we met a couple of times, and then we obviously talked on the phone. But I think it was literally a gap of about 2 to 3 months between
Yeah.
meeting the first time and then deciding that let's tie the knot and we're getting married.
Excellent. So now, in the history of Academy of Creative Arts, your children have also inherited these artistic genes and they played a role. So tell us about their role and what they do and how many kids you have.
So yeah, we have 2, boy and a girl. Our son Arth is 19 now. Daughter Anaya is 16. They both, I think we are blessed to have both the kids, very very talented kids, but they supported us and they contributed a lot actually throughout the journey. Because see, when you become an entrepreneur, you have to perform all the duties from CEO to peon. So they were with us. There were times when we were up till 5, 6 in the morning, and they slept on the floor, Academy's floor. Many times they helped us cleaning the floors, mopping floors, cleaning bathrooms.
So I think it's one of those things where you can't teach or force kids to do what you want them to do, but if you create an environment around them, I think they start kind of learning because of the environment and things, seeing things around them. So I guess the entire academy was an experiment which allowed us to expose them to various different things, and now both of them are kind of pursuing artistic fields.
And are they do something at the academy too, or?
Yes, so right now I think our daughter is doing, and her friend are doing internship at the academy, so they're kind of
same thing our son did. Son is in Paris right now. He's pursuing filmmaking, media arts production. So
he goes to Emerson College for filmmaking.
Emerson is a great college for media.
Yes, So he's second year of college. Our daughter is in 11th grade. She's a junior in high school, Lexington High School. She's involved with improv. She's involved with a cappella. She's she's part of the Madrigal Singers. She's one of those kids who wants to do it all. She's doing musical theater and things like that. So I think she wants to pursue the same route as well. And I guess we wanted them to get exposed, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're letting your kids go into the creative field." I'm like, why not? We have to eat our own dog food. Why not? It's a great thing, and we are so glad that our kids have that creative gene, and I think all that creative gene is coming from this side. But I think
both genes are strong, right?
Yes.
They are fighting with each other.
Yes.
Good. Now, what is next for the Academy of Creative Arts?
It's a wonderful question. I think, we often wake up at 3 a.m. with an idea and let's do this. So I think what has happened is, it was the hunger for kids to get the exposure that kind of ended up us creating Academy of Creative Arts, or, God choosing us as a medium to make Academy of Creative Arts. Lately, what has been, our dads passed away a couple of years back. So lately, a lot of our focus has been our moms. They are with us.
Here in
the US.
Both moms are
here in US. And there's, similar to the need for kids, I think there's a dire need for engaging the seniors, because, loneliness is a big factor when you're working. Health is a big issue and things like that. And a lot of issues are related to if you're lonely, your health is going to start going down just because you're feeling
especially South Asian families, because
and there's a stigma associated with the senior care and things like that. So that's been something that has been occupying our minds, and we've done something for our kids. I think kids are growing up in the right way, and then
so do something for the seniors at the academy itself.
That's what we're if by God's grace, if all works out, I think we're planning to do something for the seniors at the academy, because we have the infrastructure, we have the grandkids. Why not the grandparents as well? So do some programs and something for the seniors that kind of engages in a creative way.
Now
everything goes well.
Now art and culture itself is very relaxing, soothing, very creative. So when you want to relax, do something different? How you relax, or what is your hobby?
Painting is my thing. So
that's it.
That's the best way for me. And theater.
And theater.
After painting,
Yes.
Hetal, what about you?
Me and my son, we share a thing where we're always watching movies, and once so we have certain things we do as a family. There's, our daughter picks a show that she wants us to watch so both take turns. And our son, so he's he comes up with Korean movies or Spanish movies or absurd Japanese movies and things like that. So that's what we do. We connect a lot.
That's our common interest, I would say. 4 of us, we try to spend time together as much as we can.
As much as possible. And then and there's no boundaries. As hey, these are the things that you can watch with your kids and things like that. We're like, what? There's all kinds of art, and so me and my son, when Java and Anaya sleep, he's like, well, Papa, this is really violent movie, or this is such an absurd movie. I don't think I can watch with anybody else. Should we watch it together? I'm not sure.
So now, Java, somebody who has done PhD in art and painting. Question to you is, given all these growth in different type of technology and digital art and all those things, how do you look at the future of art?
See, art is something, any form of art, no technology can or will be able to replace it, because that is something, it comes from inside. So that's what I feel, the satisfaction you get by doing that, or even by looking at a real artwork. You can't get by looking at a AI produced artwork.
Yeah, I think technology is both a blessing and a curse, and I think it all comes down to how we use it. There's tremendous advantages of using technology from an outreach perspective, creating your stories, telling your stories, and things like that. But there's no substitute to the human interaction and things like that, or what I mean. Watching theater or watching an watching theater versus watching an AI generated video, I think you still feel that disconnect, per se. I feel that way. Obviously it'll evolve to a point where it would be different, but I feel like AI is an amalgamation of so many things that are out there which were done by human beings. It's all so I don't think it's going to take away the human touch, and I don't think technology is going to replace that human touch. It's going to aid, it's going to change the way we do things, it's going to change the way people see things. And I think that movie making experience is going to be different. Movie viewing experience will change. We might be wearing the the AI aided it will be an immersive experience opposed to watching 2D and 3D movies. So I think it's going to change. The creative process will change, but the creativity will still come from within, and I don't think that's going to go away.
Now, when you look at the growth of art and culture, I think at least when we were growing up, we were taught in India to go either for engineering or medicine or IAS or PCS, those things. Art and all these were nearly not part of. But I think that is changing here in our culture here in the US.
For sure.
Can you talk a little bit about that, since you deal with so many children of
It is definitely changing. Yeah, this generation, like our generation now, is more focused on exposing their kids to different forms of creative and performing arts. And the good thing is, they are letting them pursue these things as career, as their profession. So that's a very good thing.
It's funny because when we started out, I think one of the things we had mentioned is, if we can create one artist through the academy, or if one kid pursues art, we feel like, hey, we've done our job. And coincidentally, there are many of Java students who had started studying with Java and have graduated with an art degree. So they've pursued art and have graduated with art degrees. And it happened sooner and faster than we thought. There are many kids who have, many grandparents who have kind of teared up in front of us, saying that, hey, we thought our grandkids would never get this opportunity to learn our forms of dance and culture. So we've had parents whose kids are learning Bollywood dance and Odissi and Bharatanatyam and Kathak are learning Hindustani vocal and singing. I don't know how many we've already seen some who have pursued art, and parents are happily letting the kids pursue art. There are some who are getting exposure to art and they are still growing. We don't know how many of them will pursue art, but we do feel that pursuing art makes you a better human being. I think that it's utilizing the right side of the brain in many ways that you can think of, and their EQ is going to be much higher than their IQ, which is what we focus on, and it's all academics. I think we're if through our medium, if we can create better human beings or creative people, I think our job is done.
That's the most rewarding part.
That's the most rewarding. And and you're right. There are, I think, a lot of parents, a lot of people who are here, they grew up wanting to be something, but ended up being something else.
Yeah.
So they are
I think
realizing.
most of us are like that. Yes.
So I think our generation is realizing that I wanted to do this. I wish I could do this.
Yeah.
And a lot of the second generation is actually now living their unfulfilled dream.
Yeah.
So there's many kids who are learning vocal because their parents wanted to be.
A lot of parents
singers.
come to us and they say that
I must say that you are validating a lot of my ideas. I think exactly the same way that I wish I had done.
A lot of parents come to us and they say.
I was doing theater, so my dad was the one who introduced me to theater, and then I wanted to do degree and master's degree, and he was like, "This is great as a hobby, but you're not going to make money out of this." So it's like you have to have something.
So coming back to theater and movies, you said that you watch a lot of movies, both of you. What are some of your favorite Bollywood movies, which you can watch anytime?
Anytime. So, I think we have different categories.
Okay, so let's hear from him first.
So I have my go-to movie is Andaz Apna Apna anytime, because you don't, when you don't want to think, it's just pure humor. It's just you want to kind of just be chill and nonsensical
that's
fun.
our common
That's our common nonsensical.
I have not seen this movie.
You have it. Very nice humor.
And
who are the actors and actresses in this movie?
Amir Khan and Salman Khan.
Okay.
This is purely commercial. It's just comedy. It's stupid comedy. The other one that I can watch 100 times. Two other movies that I'd see, two different genres. One is Tare Zameen Par. I watch that movie and I cry every time, and I can watch that movie 120 different times and I'll still cry. Because it's
third one.
3 Idiots.
3 Idiots. Yeah, that's a good. That one I have watched.
Yeah. These are our common movies, but other than these, I can add to some classic movies, some old movies like. So I am a big fan of Guru Dutt. My dad actually was a big fan of Guru Dutt, and he showed me all his movies. So Pyasa is one of my
very classic.
So she has a very classical taste because she grew up.
But I enjoy these movies as well.
And in terms of your favorite actor and actress?
Actor.
You were thinking too much.
I know. There are many actually. It's hard to name just one.
Maybe two.
Guru Dutt is one of my favorite actor. Actress.
Nobody better than her mom.
Actually, I love her. Her acting.
What about your favorite actor and actresses?
So it's a good question. I don't think I have a favorite. I mean, Amitabh Bachchan, you could say is everybody's favorite and things like that. But I think people have done fantastic work in different films and things like that. I've loved and admired Amir Khan. Doing various different characters and things like that. Not Lal Singh Chadda, obviously, but there's a lot of actors have done really good work. I love Sanjeev Kumar in the old films because the underrated acting is and things like that. So I'd say Sanjeev Kumar, Amitabh Bachchan, both have been my favorites.
And I think actresses Shabana Azmi and Smita Patil, we both are.
Yes, absolutely. Smita Patil, of course.
Yes.
Actresses.
So on that note, Hetal, thank you so much for coming, and
thank you.
Java, thank you so much for coming, and then we are really looking forward to honoring both to you guys and your academy for all the great work which you are doing.
Thank you so much.
And
such an honor.
Such an honor.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.